Okay, juniors, here we go. Week number 3 in distance learning. Let's see how it's going to break down this week. Hopefully you're getting in the flow of things and this is starting to roll along pretty well. Week 3 is going to build on week 2. We're going to do our same AVID stuff, reflect, schedule, questions and summary, and then work on those UC application questions that hopefully you are finishing up at this point. Okay, so one of the things that a lot of you are telling me you're fighting right now is procrastination. You know, getting started because you're at home. There's so many distractions, so many reasons to not get work done, and it's a battle sometimes. And so, think of it like getting out of bed in the morning. Like you don't want to get out of bed. You can think of all these reasons why you don't want to get out of bed. You can convince yourself you got other things to do, or you don't have to do it, or it's not very important. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to force yourself out of bed, and once you're standing up and you're starting to move around, you start to go, all right, well, I'm up, so I might as well brush my teeth, might as well get showered, might as well get dressed, blah, blah, blah. Same thing goes with your schoolwork. You can sit on the couch and you can think of all the reasons why you don't want to work. But if you can just find a way to get yourself started, maybe make yourself a deal, like, all right, if I just do some work for a little bit, then I'll chill and watch a show on Netflix or a video game or whatever for an hour or so. Just something to get you started, because once you get started, once you start checking your messages and looking at the work and all right, I could do that, you're going to start getting in a flow of things and you're going to start getting work done. It's just getting started that's the hard part. People just struggle to get started. So once you get started, what are we looking at for the week? Well, let's take a peek. All right, week number 3 for the juniors. We're going to have a meeting on Wednesday just like we did last week. Good meeting last week. There's the link, there's the phone number. Bring any questions and all questions related to this class or any of your other classes. I can help you out with as much as I can. And this is just a chance for you to feel comfortable and feel good about what's going on and that you can be successful. And I'm more concerned with college applications right now than anything else. I want to make sure that you are like, I can do this, I can handle this, and ready to go. Again, if that meeting doesn't work for you, there's office hours this week, but it's only going to be Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, last week I did it all 5 days, and not a lot of people showed, and even the ones that showed really didn't have questions. So I'm going to shorten it down, and so we're going to do Wednesday and Thursday. That should give you a couple of days to check out the work, see what you need to do, and if you do have some questions and you need some help, come to office hours 2 to 3, log in. There's the link, there's the phone number, and ask me a question. If either of those don't work for you, then Jupiter message, text message me, or email me. That works fine as well. All right, again, what are we going to do this week? Well, the topics are right there, but they're the same as they are for your list of assignments. Make sure you log into Jupiter so you get that credit for attendance. We're going to do a reflection. We're going to make a new schedule, just like we made the schedule last week. We're going to do questions and summary, no brainer. That's big duh. I mean, come on, it's AVID. And then we're going to finish those UC application personal insight questions up. I got to get those in by Monday. Okay, got to get them in. We got to get these done because we still need to work on the Common App, and that I definitely want to get to that in the next week or two. All right, assignment number 1, reflection. So you made a schedule last week. You should have made a schedule at the beginning of the week before you did anything to say, this is when I'm going to do my AVID, this is when I'm going to do this class, I'm going to do my English, I'm going to do my math, this is when I'm going to relax, this is when I'm going to eat, and got it just kind of all laid out. How'd it go? Did it go the way you expected it to? I'm laughing because it's probably not, because you're still learning yourself and what works for you in this environment right now. And so we're going to do a reflection on that schedule. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate your productivity? How well did you get all the assignments you were supposed to get done? And then question 2, why did you give yourself that score? Explain in detail. All right, new question. Which part of the schedule were you most successful in? Okay, maybe you were really good on Monday and Tuesday, and then it kind of fell apart as the week went on, and by Friday, you're just like, what schedule? Maybe you were good in the morning, and it fell apart in the afternoon. Maybe you started late each day. Maybe you're like, I got my relaxation in. I ain't get really a whole lot of work done. Whatever the case is, tell me the things that are working well, and then the second question here, which parts of the schedule were not successful? Which things did not go the way that you want? Maybe you didn't get any exercise in. Maybe you didn't get certain classes done. Maybe you didn't have enough time to relax. Maybe you're like, oh my gosh, there's a lot more work than I planned originally. Okay. And then why do you feel that you were not successful last week? So try to figure out some reasons. Is it going to bed too late? You're not waking up on time? You need to set an alarm? Is it that you just didn't plan it right? Maybe you over-planned it. Maybe you planned way too much work and you didn't have that much work. I don't know. It's your schedule. You got to tell me how it went. And then the last question, what suggestions do you have for this new schedule? Okay, so what kind of tweaks do we need to change? Do we need to change your starting time? If you're not able to get up and ready to go by 8 o'clock, then don't start it at 8 o'clock. Start it at 9 o'clock. Okay, there's nobody there. I'm not like in your bedroom going like, come on, let's go. I'm just trying to help you figure out how you work. All right, so that's a short paragraph, about 5 to 7 sentences. Write it down, take a picture, turn it into Jupyter. All right, assignment number 2, schedule. So this video here is the exact same video I gave you last week on how to make a schedule. You're gonna take the exact same steps to make it. Steps are listed right here below it. But here's my thinking, is you already made a schedule last week. Okay, you don't need to recreate the wheel this week. You don't need to start from scratch and make a whole new schedule. You should use your week 1 schedule as kind of like, this is the schedule I'm gonna make, and then based on your reflection, make the changes, make the adjustments that you need to make. If, like I said, like you started at 8 o'clock last week and 8 o'clock just wasn't working, move everything down an hour, start at 9 o'clock. Or, you know, if you want more relaxation time or you want to do things in a little different order, but don't start from scratch. You shouldn't have to start from scratch. You have last week's schedule. Okay, so just tweak and change and make adjustments. Once you have that schedule, take a picture of it, submit it in on Jupyter. Online meeting on Wednesday, kind of an assignment, but it's not counting for a grade. Assignment number 4, those UC application questions. Hopefully you are very familiar with them at this point. They are due this week. Okay, last week was like work on them. This week is like get them done. So you should be turning in 4 questions to me with about 250 to 350 words on each one. Nice, thought out, well-constructed responses that really sell something about you that they don't see in your grades, they don't see in your extracurriculars. You're not going to take the SAT. So what you got to use these questions as to talk about who you are that they don't see in the rest of the application. Okay, turn those into me. I will read those over, give you feedback, and shoot it back to you the following week. And then last but not least, questions and summary, like we always do. Make sure you get that done. Everybody should be doing it here on the left-hand side. There are all your beautiful, lovely names. There you go. Make sure that you have set them up with the blank templates. Again, you go into our class, click on class information right here. This is the blank. You should be just highlighting this, copy and paste it into each of your classes. And then I have an example. Looks like so. Class, dates, 3 questions, and a summary. Again, no slows, no notes, no references, just class, question, summary, class, question, summary, English, question, summary, math, math, question, summary, AVID, question, summary, just to go over what you learned this week. For instance, in AVID this week, we go back to our learning for week 3. What are your questions and summary going to be about this week? You could talk about your schedule. You could use some of the reflection questions as your questions. You could talk about this new schedule, like, oh, why do I think this new schedule is going to be a better schedule than last week? There's a question for you. You could have questions about something we talk about in the meeting on Wednesday. You could have questions about the UC application, like, is it good for me to talk about my grades even though I already have my grades in another part of the application? There's a question for you. So you can choose a whole bunch of topics, and it could be college-related topics that are not necessarily an assignment I give you. You guys know how to create questions summary. I trust you on that. And so that's the week. Those things. Just go back to that list. Reflection, schedule, questions, summary, and the UC application questions. And don't forget, Wednesday at 11 o'clock is the junior meeting, junior only meeting, and then office hours Wednesday and Thursday, same time, same place, just on Wednesday and Thursday. With that, I hope that this week will be successful for you and that you will be able to get everything done. I will see you all again on videos later on in the following weeks. Good luck, and I'll see you on Wednesday.